Good afternoon, everybody. This is Anne-Christin from The Beauty of Now, and welcome to Oracle Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. And it might have been a bit emotional for you. Who knows? There was a new moon past Saturday. New moon in Pisces, which is a beautiful water sign, very dreamy. And because it's water and it was a new moon, it really is kind of like all about going inwards, going into our underworld in a way, and things might have been stirred up. So if you felt a little bit emotional, just know that everything is fine and just see it maybe as a little cleansing process. Additionally, spring is just around the corner, and we're going to forward the hours, the clocks this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a spring equinox, so there's a lot of strong energy and just change around the corner, because all the flowers that want to come up, all the trees are just blossoming and sprouting, and it's just a new year, new season is about to start. So what you can do, especially if you have felt very emotional, just see it as an emotional cleansing part, as a form of deep cleaning. And then maybe you want to continue that in your life as well, at home. You could basically just deep clean your house, go through the drawers, go through the cupboards, clean your car, clean your handbag, whatever it may be, clean your inbox of your various emails, delete any subscriptions to any newsletters you don't actually read, delete emails from 2005, whatever. Just delete everything that doesn't make that you don't need anymore, and make space. And you can do that also like on a little bit more physical or material level, by going through the closet, taking out any clothes that you don't need anymore. Maybe give them to charity, sell them in secondhand, or if they're not usable anymore, then just throw them away. But see if you can just donate them and pass them on to someone else who actually will appreciate them and use them again. You really just want to get that energy moving. You want to make space in whatever, even though it doesn't really feel like much, whatever is on your phone, contacts, old messages, whatever is still with you, even though you can't actually physically touch it, it's taking up space. And when it's taking up space, that means there's little to no room for new things to come into your life. And especially if you want to manifest, if you want to experience new things, if you like to have a new job coming to your life, a new partner, friends, a new house, or whatever it may be that you're dreaming of. If you hold on to the past and to old things, and if your house is already cluttered, there's hardly any space for anything to come in, right? I mean, you wouldn't want to move into a cluttered house either. You feel like, oh no, this is yucky. There's no order here. You would like to go into a clean, open space, right? So I invite you to do that, especially. I'm following a little bit the theme of the new moon and the season out in nature. And as you know, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull a card today from the Angel Tarot cards. And what I like to remind you all of is the answers lie within you, okay? The answers are within you. What you have to do is to connect with yourself, to connect with your true essence, to your deepest inner, to your heart, to your soul, to your spirit, to your higher self. Just connect back, and every one of you can do that. And the answer lies within you, yeah? What these cards are doing, they're just a little tool. So what these cards are doing, they might give you a nudge to look at things from a different perspective, to kind of like push you out of your comfort zone, to take on a different angle, a different position, shine light at a situation from a different angle, to look at it. Because if you're in your own position, if you're in your own shoes, in your comfort zone, you only see things one way. It's like, no, this is the way I look. I look at the situation from here, and there's no solution. But if you, for example, use these cards, but you can use other things as well. Okay, there's other tools as well that you can kind of like use to get yourself out of the zone and kind of like drop those plates that you have, just, like that are kind of like, what's it called? Narrowing your views. These cards, for example, might tell you, hey, take them away and have a look from here, 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 have a look from up here, have maybe a look from down here. They invite you to have a look at your situation from a different angle, invite you to have a look at the situation from a different angle, and then maybe see the answer from that point of view. Because if we're stuck in our old beings, in our own old way of seeing and viewing and feeling and thinking things, it's sometimes hard to see the answer. And the answer is within you, okay? And I really want to make clear, yes, I can maybe ask questions for you and I can kind of guide you, but the answer in the end is within you. Only you have all the experience of your life. You know what is the truth. You know all the different parts, details that are kind of making you and that made you feel and that played an important part in a certain situation. And anyone else outside of you can possibly relate. Okay, we can relate to your situation, but we won't be able to really give you the answer. We might be able to suggest things, but you have the answer, and only you know which will be the right decision for you, because only you have all the details. And even the parts that you are not aware of, or that you're hiding, or that you're maybe not actually answering and admitting to yourself, only you know that. Okay, so see these cards as a little just friendly friends saying, hey, have you looked at it from this side? Have you looked at it from the other side? Hi, Roger. Wonderful seeing you here. Thank you for tuning in. And I was just basically saying that only you have the answer to the questions that you might be asking yourself. Okay? And these cards are just giving you a little possibility to look at things from a different side, or maybe even look at an aspect of the situation that you haven't even considered. Okay, but it's only an invite, and if it doesn't ring true, if it doesn't resonate at all with you, just leave it aside. In the end, it's just a card and you have the answer. Yes? So what I want to do with these cards, what I want to ask for us is basically, what would they like us to know for now with spring being around? What would they like us to be aware of? Yeah? And also, whoever's jumping on, also Roger, if you have a question to a certain part of your life and you like just to have some guidance, ideas from the cards, just let me know and I can pull a card afterwards as well for you. Okay, so right now, again, what do we need to know right now with spring around the corner? What do we need to be aware of? Let's see what is coming up. Okay, this is interesting. I drew the Two of Air. So the Two of Air is basically, you see two unicorns and their horns are interlaced, and it says being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. So you could ask yourself, maybe for some of you it rings true right away, maybe you have a situation coming up, popping into your mind right away, maybe you're like, I don't know what you mean. Maybe just let me share some insight with you, just what comes up for me. Okay. And it's kind of like what I was saying a little bit before. You know the answer to your problem. And pretending there's no problem, unable or willing to make a decision. A stalemate. So, I mean, there's like all these stirrings happening right now. And sometimes we might basically, especially with emotions, especially if you have felt very emotional these past days, you might actually say, no, there's no problem. No, nothing is going on and I'm fine. And, Even though you might be lashing out and coming into one argument after the other and just have a lot of discussions and maybe even feel very aggressive while driving, and you just keep saying like, no, there's no problem. Be honest with yourself. Come to a pause and just be very honest with yourself. What is going on? Was there a situation where you were upset with a friend, where you didn't speak your truth? Maybe you need to speak your truth somewhere. Maybe you just feel like, you just keep spending money, and you said, everything is fine, even though you actually, like, the balance on my account is going lower, and then maybe you need to have a look there as well. Maybe it's just the spending, even though usually you're not that spending type of person. Maybe it's just a way of covering up something else, something underlying, that you will try to avoid to look at a situation that's kind of like upsetting, bothering you. Okay. Also, if there is a person, this was more like a situation, but also if there's a person and a person comes up and you really try to avoid the person, you're not answering the calls, you're just avoiding the messages, or when you reply to them, you reply very cold and very short. It might be as well that there's a problem with that person, but you don't want to tell the person. You don't want to tell the person that they upset you. You don't want to tell the person that they did something that you didn't agree with, or that you expected them to do something and they didn't do it, and now you're actually angry inside, but you don't dare to say that. You can also see this as really, with the spring clean, for example, that I was mentioning earlier, see this as a deep clean and cleansing, and say what you have to say. Speak your truth. Make a clean table, cards on the table, show what's going on, and really speak your truth. Because whatever we don't share, whatever we don't address, we basically just pack it in a little parcel on our back and we just carry it around with us. And in order for us to move forward, and to move forward with ease and lightness, we need to let go of baggage. And we need to clear up also the air, because otherwise it can infect the relationships that we have with the people around us. Because the others, even though we try to kind of like cover it up, they will notice, they sense that something is happening, because it's on an energetic level. And even if you keep saying, like, no, there's nothing happening, they will notice it. So speak your truth, share with them in a loving and respectful way what's happening. And then most of the time you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised how they will react. That most probably they were even unaware, and they also most probably they will have done, if ever they have done something, they will have done it unintentionally. Okay, people are not out there to just go hurt you and be mean to you. Okay, especially if it's friends and close ones to you. But I can read as well. Also with this card, what to remember, oftentimes the air suit is linked to our thoughts. And again, it's the thoughts we have. Often we are so often stuck in our mind. Oh, if I say this, or if I say that, or this person has done this and this person has done that. So we just are staying in our mind. It's just thoughts, and we're just creating this mind movie and overthinking things. And in the end, and even therefore as well, complicating things. And in the end, the solution and the answer would have been so much easier, just like if you had said something in the very beginning. Plus, our mind often tells us stories based on our past, on how we usually, like on automated responses and patterns. And it is kind of like disconnected often from the body itself. So we might be thinking things, even though our heart says, no, and actually, no, wait a second, you're totally going the wrong way. The body knows what's happening, but because you're so stuck in the mind, you don't actually hear the answer of your body. Yeah. And that's also why I do my work, to connect you all with your body, so that you can listen again, really, what's true? What does your body tell you? What does your soul have to tell you, higher self, so that you really are connected to the source, to your true self. And here, the deeper meaning is you're struggling with a decision. You have conflicting emotions or thoughts about which way to move, so you're avoiding making a decision, making a choice. Intuitively, you know what to do, but you're afraid to act and are at an impasse. Like I said, you have the answers all within you. Have faith in your own wisdom and move forward. There's a stalemate between parties. Compromise is called for. Find an impartial mediator to forge a resolution. And again, additional meanings: over-analyzing a situation. All being in the head, monkey mind. Pretending there's no problem. Admitting that someone upset you, if they're asking you straightforward even. Complex negotiations and self-doubt. Yeah. Often as well, what happens is because you're so much in the mind, we feel like, okay, I need to ask someone else. And we ask our friends and our partners and our parents and other people and our colleagues, and we ask thousands of people to give us an answer. And we might get actually 1,000 different answers. And the one answer that's really true is the answer that you have inside of you. The others can just, they can just advise you from what they have gone through, but whatever they advise you with, depending on also on where they are on their self-growth path, often their advice is based on, or is linked or infused with their own fears, with their own doubts, with their own beliefs, and maybe outdated beliefs. Whether there might be some scarcity at play, or victim playing, or blaming others. So it is helpful to get advice and information from others, but in the end, the answer lies within you. And the same with a card. It gives you a little nudge to think about things, to look at it from a different angle. But the answer is within you. Okay? So I would love to hear right now what resonated with you from this reading. If nothing resonated, this is totally fine as well. Then just skip it and say like, hey, I thank you very much for joining and for having watched. But then just let it be. It's fine. Okay? And also, if you would like to just leave a comment, that would be helpful. If you watch the replay later on, I'm going to upload it on IGTV and on my YouTube channel. Leave a comment then as well, so I know you've been there, and let me know what resonated with you, what was your takeaway for the day. And I wish you a wonderful Wednesday afternoon, and I see you very soon again. Bye bye.